So like I said, today we're just going to go over what we learned yesterday. So if you were confused, this will provide some clarification. We're only going to do about half of these notes though. All right, so look at the top. It says decide whether the statement is true or false. So everybody look at the first one. Did they distribute the 9 correctly to everything in parentheses? I only hear one person. No, what did they do wrong? They did the 9 to the 1, but what did they forget? Yeah, so this is false. Okay, look at the one under it. Did they do this one correctly? 15 times 8 and 15 times 3, and they kept a minus sign in the middle. It's done correctly. Yes, it is. Okay, I'm going to say it again. They didn't do keep change, but they still distributed 15 to 8 and 15 to 3, and they kept their negative right here, which is a minus sign. So yes, it was done correctly. All right, skip the other two. Let's go write these expressions. It says use the distributive property to write an equivalent expression. So let's do the first one. I'm going to distribute the 3 to the x and the 3 to the 5. So 3x plus 3 times 5 is 15. Okay, do the second one on your own. What'd you get? 6x plus 12. Okay, on the last one, distribute the negative 2 to the x, so negative 2x plus, what's negative 2 times 9? Negative 18. Okay, let's skip these two and let's go do this one. Do this one. What did you have to do first to that one? You change. So negative 3x plus 3, because negative times a negative is a... Do we need to go over more of those? Okay, let's go over this section because I think this is where a lot of you had some issues last night. Okay, the terms are separated by addition and subtraction signs, yes? So my terms are 2x, comma, what's my next term? 5, comma, what's my next term? X, and my last term is 1. The like terms are 2x and x, comma, and my other like terms are 5 and 1. Am I going too fast or are we okay? The coefficients, don't let this one confuse you. What's the coefficient to this x? 2. What's the coefficient to this x? 1. Very good. And the constants are 5 and 1. All right, I want you to do this one right here on your own and see if you do it correctly. And I'll do it at the same time so you can stop and look at the board to see if you're getting the same thing. And check your answers with mine. Did you remember to assign a negative value to this 3? Good. If you didn't, then it would be wrong. Do you have any questions on that? Do y'all want to do another one or do y'all feel okay? We're okay? All right, let's go to this part. This is the part where you had to take it a step further and simplify after you do distributive property. So let's go do this one. What's the first thing I have to do is deal with the parentheses by doing distributive property. So I'm going to distribute the negative 12 to the x and the negative 12 to the 3. So I have 8x over here on the side that I'm just going to leave alone and deal with at the end. But I have 8x plus negative 12 times x is negative 12x plus negative 12 times 3 is negative 36. Am I done? No. Why am I not done? I must combine like terms. And I think this is why some of you missed them from the assignment yesterday, is you didn't combine the like terms after you did distributive property. What is 8x plus negative 12x? Negative 4x. And if you don't know, let's just say like you're really bad at integers, you would simply put in your calculator 8 plus negative 12, and you would see that that's a negative 4. So I have negative 4x plus negative 36, and that would be my final answer. I think quite a few of us forgot to do that final step yesterday. Okay, try this one over here on your own. Your final answer should have been 17 plus negative 21x. Or if you wrote it in a different order, negative 21x plus 17. So both of those answers are correct. How did we do? Good? All right, try this one on your own. What is it? What do you see that's different? How many parentheses are there? So you're going to have to distribute both sets of parentheses individually and then combine your like terms. After you've done the first step, stop and look at mine and let's see how we did. Okay, 2 times x is 2x plus 2 times 4 is 8. Everybody got that, right? Then it got confusing over here because I have x times x. So 7 times 4 is 28. Y'all agree? And x times x is x squared. Plus, I should have keep change right here. Plus 7 times negative 6 is negative 42, but don't forget this x right here, 7x times negative 6. So I got to keep that x. Are we okay? Now we combine like terms. So this x can be combined with this x. Can it be combined with this one? No. So I'm just going to write that part out. I'm going to say, okay, I have 28x squared. So I did this one. I'm going to combine these. What is negative 42 plus 2? Negative 40. So I can just put minus 40x, or I could put what? Plus negative 40x. And then what am I going to do with this 8? Just stick it at the end. Plus 8. That was a hard one. Okay, let's look at the word problem. Now this one's easy because they gave you the equation, but I want to talk about why it's set up the way it is. It says you're making necklaces using 2 different colors of stone beads. This is just like the one with the pattern fabric that we did this morning on our homework. Stone A costs 7 cents per bead. Stone B costs 5 cents per bead. You need 50 beads total to complete a necklace. Here's your equation to use. So let's talk about why they set it up like this. It says the equation, it gives you C, the total cost, as a function of N, and what does N represent? Number of stone A. Stone A. So how much was stone A? 7 cents. So they did 7 cents times N. So to get stone B, you're going to have to do N minus 50 minus N, because 50 is how many you need total, yes? Then subtract out how many of stone A you did. Now they gave you the equation, and they ask you to use it to solve. It says, find the total cost if you use 35 stone A beads. So you're going to plug 35 in for N, both ends. Both of these ends represent stone A. So I would do 0.07 times 35 plus 0.05 open parentheses 50 minus 35. And I can type that in my calculator exactly how I see it. What did we get? So we're talking about money. So how would I write that as money? $3.20. Okay, the only time I see students mess up on these is when they're rushing. So don't rush, take your time. What does number 4 mean when they have this dot here? It just means the same thing as if there's not a dot, multiply. So I'm going to do 2 times 9m plus 2 times 10. Do not forget what I taught you. If there's a subtraction sign inside of the parentheses, I want you to do what? So like on number 6 and number 5, I want you to change. I don't think I see anything confusing. If you need to combine like terms, combine them. I'm really not seeing any that you have to, but make sure you are doing that final step if needed, okay? All right, get started.